friends, every human being have the nature of curiosity. Let's see a story on the same concept named as expert detectives. This story is written by Sharda Dwivedi. Sharda Dwivedi was a Mumbai-based author, historian and researcher. She wrote several books on the history and culture of both Indian and Mumbai. Okay, let's move to the summary of the story. The story has half a dozen characters in it. 3 of them are children, the narrator, his younger brother Nishad, 7 years old, and sister Maya. They become expert detectives. Their mother is a doctor with her clinic. Mr. Nath, the principal character and who lives in Shankar's house alone, is under her treatment. Ramesh takes tea and meals from the restaurant to Nath's room. Nath pays cash and also tips to the bearer well. The children go ahead to collect information about Nath. They think Mr. Nath is a mysterious person. He has no friends there. Nishad has a bit of sympathy for Nath. His approach in this case is sensible. The narrator is sure that Mr. Nath is an escaped crook or criminal. Nishad is doubtful. He wants to discover the truth and he collects a lot of information in this case. The narrator has got a ready answer to all Nishad's doubts. He thinks that Nath is a rich man. He has perhaps got millions of rupees locked in some trunks in his room. He notes dark scars also on Nath's face. Nath might have got them during a shootout with the police. But Nishad contradicts him. Mummy had told him that they were burnt scars. One day, Seven goes alone to his mama's clinic at Girgua. He gets upset to see Mr. Nath. He looks so thin, poor and starving. He goes to Nath's room and puts a bar of chocolate in the man's hand. He collects one more clue about Mr. Nath's routine. Ramesh told him that on every Sunday he carries 2 lunches to Mr. Nath's room and the same visitor with him each time. The tall, fair and stout visitor talks a lot whereas Mr. Nath simply listens. But he cannot imagine that Nath is a crook. The narrator makes a long list of all the information they have collected about their target. He reads it out to Nishad. They don't know what Mr. Nath's first name is. They must discover it. The other tenants at Shankar house say that Nath is mad, strange and unfriendly. He does not talk to anyone. He is under Mama's medical treatment, so he has to be polite to the children. He receives no letters. He has been living in room 10 for more than a year. He does not work to earn his livelihood. He has no visitor. Only on Sunday a fair white man comes to him for lunch. Food and tea are taken to his room by Ramesh from the restaurant distributors. Nishad does not pay much attention to the narrator's list of facts. He only pities that the poor man is without any friend. The narrator argues that the Sunday visitor must be Nath's partner in crime and comes on Sunday to give a part of ill-gotten money to Mr. Nath. As for Ramesh, Mr. Nath bribes him to keep quiet about his criminal activities. Nishad does not quite agree with the narrator. He says he will not cooperate in their investigation if they did not stop calling Mr. Nath an escaped criminal. In his opinion, the purpose of their inquiry is to find out why Mr. Nath is so thin and lonely. He declares that he likes Mr. Nath and he will try to befriend him. The narrator laughs at the madness of Nishad. He warns him that the police would take him also to jail along with his friend. Nishad walks cut off the room quietly. Okay friends, this is the end of the summary of the story Expert Detectives. Okay, now we are going to see the important question and answer from this section. So study this very well. Okay, let's see the first question. What did Nishad give Mr. Nath? Why? The answer. Nishad thought that poor Mr. Nath was starving, so he gave him a bar of chocolate. Next question. What is strange about Mr. Nath's Sundays? The answer. The strange thing about Mr. Nath's Sundays is that he has a regular visitor on that day. See the third question. Why did Nishad and Maya get a holiday? The solution is Nishad and Maya got an unexpected holiday from school. It rained so heavily that all the streets were flooded, so the school declared a holiday. Okay, I hope all of you enjoyed the chapter very well and understand the question and answers very well. We will meet again with another chapter through another video. Till that, goodbye.